Welcome to another episode of Three Nerds on a Sunday, where three nerd fans talk about all things nerd. I love it when he says
Wow.
it. Uh,
Are you trying to like be Halloween about that intro? Or like what's the deal there?
well, we are nerds. We talk about shit. Just stare at him
Good
for about
evening.
5 seconds, 10 seconds, and he'll just eat your soul.
Please stop.
Hmm, I want to hear his
See how
dog in
long
the
you
back.
can do it.
She'll be another night. Stare at Manny's face as he consumes your soul. And he's still going. Look at that. For those who are listening to the audio version, so go to YouTube and just watch. Just watch. Just look
Yeah.
at that. Look at it.
Sorry. Can't
Because
doze off there.
I can't tell if he should be on the back of a milk carton or if he's the one that put the kid on the milk carton. I'm just not sure. So
I think the latter, I would say.
I'm pretty sure stabbing kids real good. Well, I'm gonna ask you, Frank, how you doing on this day?
Oh, I'm doing good. We did some trick-or-treating today with masks equipped.
Nice.
So it was safe, and people it was kind of cool, man, because a lot of people were actually more people than I thought were in on it. A lot of people seem to just want to. I mean, there's a lot of Halloween spirit, and I think it was like going to take more than COVID, I guess, to shut some of these people down. And they had some of them had tables set up. A lot of them just had a bucket. Some of them had like sorry no candy, and then some of them had shoots. Some of them had like really big displays. You know, a lot of what you call it. This guy's still going. A lot of yeah. Some people gave full size candy bars and stuff, so I think it was pretty good. And I got some stuff stolen from my kids. So I'm gonna if you hear noises, sorry. But I'm good. It was pretty good Halloween so far. It was a nice day here in Chicago.
For those who are listening, this will come out November 1st, but we are actually recording on the night of Halloween. That's why we had these little Halloween.
Oh my god, dude, he's still going.
Oh, it's still going.
So
that's why
see how long it's been.
I'm gonna bypass him for a few more minutes.
Okay.
I'm pretty good. I had no plans for Halloween at all. I got no chillin', so I can't go trick or treating. And my block, every year we maybe get
lame.
Yeah, like one person comes for candy. So far, we didn't get any this year. But they were out though. I did see people walking around the neighborhood. And it's good to see people out dressed up and in the holiday spirit. But majority of the day, just picked up my new mattress. Did some yard work, just stuff around the house. Did a little organizing the room. It was productive.
Like a normal kind of day.
Yeah, and then obviously I was listening to spooky stuff in the background all day too. So
that's good.
Getting as much as I would love to go out and do something. Yeah,
I know, man.
Yeah, especially on a Saturday. But
there's a new No Sleep podcast out. He got tired though. Look, his eyes changed.
Yes. Fuck you. That was a good run. Very good run.
3 minutes.
Truly? What kind of alcohol's in that? Truly vodka?
The kind that gets you drunk.
The good kind.
Do you actually feel anything off of it?
Okay, I'm gonna grab some real quick.
You gotta have a good amount, but it's 5% like a regular beer. He just went away. So I'm gonna pretend to be Sunny. Yeah, fuck you. I'm gonna pretend to be Sunny.
9%.
Oh well, how are you, Manny? What are you doing? Did you do anything for Halloween? Well, thanks for asking, Sunny. I've actually just worked all day, and I kind of, unfortunately, in my new house, I have next door neighbors who invite me to everything, and I feel bad because I don't go to anything that they invite me to. And
how many times have they invited you now? Like 10
at least 3-4 times. 3-4 times. Just to hang out in the backyard and like hang around the fire and all that. Like right now, they're doing a Halloween party. I think everyone's dressed up. But unfortunately, with Helena,
if you're the only guy who doesn't know anybody.
I don't care about that shit. I mean, I'll make friends with anybody. I'll be stupid.
Mr. Social.
But unfortunately, with a couple things, with most importantly the pandemic going on and all around everything's getting a little bit worse. You know, you just don't know what kind of people they're inviting. The other thing is it's cold outside, and we get Helena, and unfortunately she can't really get sick because she has a lung condition. So until that's resolved, and then it's cold outside, so kind of stinks. I didn't want to kind of go out there, but kind of thought of it twice, and but we were gonna go and do, and maybe I'll post it. Did you guys dress up?
That it went out.
I'm eating Halloween candy. Sorry.
No, did you guys dress up? Like you, Sonny, did you dress up at all?
No,
I did.
And Frank, you dressed up?
I was an inflatable alien.
So I think we should probably post our pictures, because the wife and I and Elena, we dressed up as the Mandalorian crew. Violet was the stormtrooper, I was Mando, and then baby Elena was baby Yoda, or the child. So yeah, I mean, I think Elena dressed up like 3 times. She was Wonder Woman. She was baby Yoda, and then I'm missing one. Holy crap! Oh, she was Jessie from Toy Story.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Oh man.
Yeah.
3 costumes.
Yeah, 3 costumes. First baby, 3 costumes.
Dang.
But yeah, it's been fun. Today we didn't really do anything. We only had one trick or treater, and they didn't know how to use my video doorbell.
Oh,
weird.
You told them to go away.
No, I didn't. Did I share the video with you guys?
No,
you didn't.
Okay, I'll share the video later.
Nice. Yeah, man. Sounds like we all had decent days overall. You know,
pretty good.
Can we guys talk about how I was like knocking out on the last podcast too?
Sure.
Yeah, man. I was like tired as hell. It's
going
to Grandpa Frank.
It was like what, 2:00 in the morning? It was like 1:30.
No, 1.
It was late, dude. It was like
1:30. Yeah, it was like 1:30.
And I was just like dragging on, like.
Yeah, but dude, you got the baby, you got the house, the work.
A lot of stuff. A lot of
reasons.
But
we didn't blame you.
Well, we don't blame you. But if they do,
I don't know. I had no excuse 10 years ago when I would just knock out for no reason.
That's true.
I didn't have nothing.
So
he would just do that.
I think Frank's the only one not drinking beer. Holy shit!
Yeah, look at this.
Oh man, like it's all blurred out too. It knows that it's fake. Okay, let's get into news.
Making up for it with candy.
Let's do this.
I'll start out first, because I never start out first because I'm never ready.
Go.
I'll do one. So this is from October 27th. It's from Cosmic Book News, which I believe they're kind of reputable. They have said Marvel reaches out to Hugh Jackman for Wolverine return. So apparently on Twitter, Daniel Richman or Reckman. So it's Daniel, normal, Daniel. Actually, it's at Daniel RPK. You can find him on Twitter. Apparently, he has a picture on here that has the date 9/10/2020. Activity offer out to, and then talent, Hugh Jackman. So apparently, he feels that Marvel has reached out to Hugh Jackman for a possible return. In this article, it touches on a couple different things. It touches on a Kevin, what's his name? Kevin Feige?
Kevin Feige?
Holy crap, Feige. Kevin Feige has a wish list of actors and characters that he wants to bring into MCU as his multiverse storyline that involves WandaVision, Loki, Doctor Strange 2, and possibly Spider-Man 3. He goes in to the article goes into saying that he's trying to hopefully get Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and all this. it brings up Hugh Jackman and doing a Wolverine movie, and him possibly doing Wolverine versus the Hulk, which I thought that was kind of interesting.
Man,
but
that'd be awesome.
I think the most interesting part of this article is that, according to rumors, Doctor Strange 2 will feature the Avengers made up of multiverse characters played by actors who were previously up for the roles. So I don't know if you guys remember. Do you guys remember who was up to play Iron Man?
It escapes me. I don't remember.
What, Leo or something?
No, Tom Cruise.
Okay.
That's funny.
I thought that was like a 90s casting thing or something.
No, well, it might have been, but it was Tom Cruise.
I don't know.
Captain America was supposedly, or not supposedly, but up for Captain America was John Krasinski, the guy from The Office.
Yeah.
And then Black Widow was supposed to be his wife, Emily Blunt.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
something's like, yeah.
they'll show up there, which is pretty cool.
Awesome.
And like I said, it goes in there as talking about possibly doing a Hulk thing. Everyone wants Hugh Jackman back, with Mark Ruffalo, of course, wanting him back. And then also Chris Hemsworth. So I saw that today, and I thought that was kind of interesting. I thought it would be kind of cool if we see the people that were supposed to play the characters. I don't think it's happening, but I thought that would be kind of cool for like a multiverse kind of thing. So yeah.
I hope they do something like that. I know it won't be exactly like that, but
me too. I hope they do something like that. I'll be more excited for that than Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire coming back for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I know. I would say that.
Make it happen, people. I don't know what we gotta do it, but let's do it.
We gotta pay a shitload of people, but yeah. That's one part of the news. Anyone else want to go?
Yeah, I'll knock out a quick one. Narcos, season 3 for Mexico is renewed by Netflix, and Diego Luna,
Mexico, right?
Yes. Diego Luna is not returning for that season.
Because he's doing Cassian Andor.
Doing a bunch of stuff.
Well, I mean, I think also too, if you watch Narcos season 2, sorry, spoilers, you will see why.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Just a quick little news on that, because I mean, I'm on season 1 of the second series. I understand why people prefer the original series, but it's been pretty good so far. More Narcos is always good. Good TV is always good to have. So more of it. I'll take it.
I prefer the Colombian series more than the Mexico one. But then I saw like the kind of like trailer / recap that came out announcing season. What season is it? I guess season 2 of Mexico, and I got a little more excited because big cartel people are coming back in, like El Chapo, and I'm not gonna lie, I only know El Chapo, but apparently there's more, but I'm excited for El Chapo because, as you know, as some people might know if they kind of watch different kind of news outlets, El Chapo is like the main cartel guy, so we all know he's going to be the one that really shoots up the ladder. So that's why I'm watching. But I will say the actor that plays Fudge, what's his name? Pablo Escobar is amazing, and Pedro Pascal, who is in, of course, The Mandalorian, which we'll speak later about. He's in that show, and he's awesome in there too. So my heart goes with season 1 and 2 of the Colombian one. So, have you guys watched it?
Finished. I'm on the second season of the Colombian one.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Plato o plomo.
Yeah, I mean,
Plata o plomo.
I don't.
Yeah, I love how he talks. Everything about him. He's
Series
awesome.
has a lot of potential. So I think to really kind of open up the door because
Are you talking about Mexico, right?
Sonny? Yeah.
Okay.
The Colombian one's over, right?
Oh yeah, because all the power shifted here south of the border. 'Cause I know at one point it was like not 4 families, but there was 4 cartels that were in charge of Mexico, and I think Chapo controlled the border and the west coast of Mexico as well. That's probably what gave him the most power. But yeah, it'd be really cool to see where we are now because I mean, because I think it takes place like late 80s, I think.
Yeah, man, it's gonna kind of pop into the 90s too, so it's gonna become real time. I went to Mexico for a little bit, man, and my wife kind of made fun of me and the whole thing, and try to keep hush hush about it's not so bad over there. But we stopped at a gas station, dude, and 100% we saw cartels. This guy holding a big ass gun, AR gun or AR rifle,
like in the back seat.
Yeah, and they're scoping us up, man. So it's pretty bad. I mean, it's kind of like when I would watch like Goodfellas, right? We'll watch a movie about the mafia and all that, and be like, "Oh, that's so cool." But no, dude, I would shit my pants if I know someone's in the mafia.
What did you do? Did you like immediately look away, or kept looking down, or what did you do?
So luckily, I was in the back seat, and the back seat had tinted windows, I think. So I would look, but they were scoping out the van.
Yeah.
And we stopped there to put in gas, and in Mexico, someone's there to put gas for you.
Okay.
And the driver, who was a family of my wife, was like, "Oh, check the oil" or something like that. And I'm like, "Check the oil? Where are we? We don't want to do this right now." So
it's like, let's just get out of here. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Let's just get out of here. And no, popped up the truck. And he looked like, I felt like the kid was kind of like stalling then after a while.
Yeah.
He scoped us out. And I remember there was a SUV, a white SUV, and I saw the back window kind of roll down, and they were scoping us. And all of a sudden, I mean, we were done, and we hightailed it out of there. But yeah, man, it was something special for sure.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you were telling us. I was like, Jesus Christ, man.
It is very real.
Yeah. Never truly understand it until you see it yourself,
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because I told my wife that. I'm like, "Hey, man."
That's every day for them,
where
man.
we were going was like a hot zone. And I'm like, "Hey, man, this is not a hot zone. This is a place where we shouldn't be going." She's like, "It's fine. Don't worry about it. You won't even see anything." No, man. And then in the city we were at, there was military there, and not military, but the cops. I mean,
sure.
Yeah, they had like trucks with people on the back with ARs.
Mm-hmm.
It was nuts. But I had a good time in Mexico, but it was nuts.
Oh yeah. You'll go down south, you'll experience everything. Military, cartel, STDs, whatever. Get all the good stuff.
No STDs, but we did get stopped by the cops, and we had to pay off the cops. So
there you go. You get full experience.
I definitely did get that. No STDs though, but we experienced everything. Let's go on to the next article, though.
Real experience, man.
Frank, what you got?
Yes,
what do you got? I just have one today.
To the table.
Oscar Isaac.
Yes.
Has been cast in the MCU. Does anybody know who?
Yes.
Really? He got. Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like, I guess there was a lot this week, and they didn't make much of a big deal about this, but they are saying he's cast, and I know he's got Dune coming up, but that's done filming. So, and I don't really know if Moon Knight's going to be a show or a movie or what, but I've always liked the character though. I've been a fan of that character for a while, and I know he's kind of a rip-off. He's like Marvel's Batman, kind of, but I still like his backstory, and I like this, like, his whole character is really different. I don't think you see a lot of characters like that.
Well, I
So,
mean, critical character because you don't know if he's truly has the power of an Egyptian god or being powered through just nuts. Like
and
it's
it's
kind of
kind of
cool.
interesting too that like does believing that you have the power make you better at what you
Yeah,
do?
yeah, which is like
Which is
like
like another layer.
like yeah, I mean, he probably is like a answer to Batman. I I don't know
Yeah.
the full creation story of him, but as a
Hmm.
character, especially if they can put it like on TV or like not on TV, but they can make it into a show, they can really
Yeah.
dive deep into his
Like
psychological
psychology and
stuff and make it
yeah,
kind
man.
of like an outstanding show. Um,
There's a lot there they can do, man.
there's a lot of opportunities. I mean,
Good casting, of course. This guy's been great for a long time,
I
and
I like Fast Guys.
I
It'd
like him
be
a lot.
interesting to see how he approaches it. I think uh, the devil's in the details here. It's gonna see how
Hmm.
they either how the director tells him to act or what he brings to the table. If it's like the over the top stuff, or if he's like more subtle with like certain things and
Hmm.
kind of question what's going on. Um,
I think
but
they're gonna try to make this like psychological, like gritty,
I think you kind of have to because I
but
mean,
they could make
like
it
past that, he's
kind
not
of campy because he's always fighting weird stuff, like supernatural stuff. But I
but
don't know. They could do both ways.
with the first season, again, if it's a TV show, the first season could be a little more grounded and get into that
Hmm.
later. But you kind of have to go that route because I think outside of that, he's not that interesting. He's kind of there and he likes to beat up people really bad. He's like a
Yes, he
punisher
does.
with no gun. He's
Well, he doesn't care about killing, so.
yeah, and then he like Batman but in white, so it's like he doesn't have his own identity outside of that issue, and they kind of have to focus on that.
He
Yeah.
also did the voice for Spider-Man 2099 at the end of Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh,
So
I didn't know that.
so hopefully he comes back for
That's
that as
cool.
well.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that sequel, man. That's gonna be good stuff.
Yeah, a lot of anticipation.
Yeah, man. But Moon Knight and Blade are two things I'm looking forward to in the MCU.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was funny because I think the Blade was supposed to be a TV show until they got the main actor.
Oh, okay.
Mahershala.
Thank you. Yes, they're like,
Yeah.
make it a movie. Let's go all in
Did you
on
know
this.
he was in the Predator movie? Predators. The
I
one
feel like
before the
he's
last.
in a lot of movies that we didn't realize.
And he was good in that, dude. He was good. That was before anybody knew who he was. And then I liked him in Alita because he kind of gave off a Blade vibe a little bit. But he is good overall. Just like certain looks or certain like still images, but not really how he's acting. But
Right.
yeah, man, these two guys, even put them together eventually would be cool.
That would be
And he
cool.
wants to be Blade too, Ali.
Mhm.
So
Which helps.
that can only be great if he wants to be
Mhm.
or if he wants to be Blade. So
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah, man, that was all I had. This is yeah. I just wanted to come out already, man. I can't wait. This would be cool.
Oh yeah.
Okay, my next piece of news is Call of Duty related.
Okay.
So this is from IGN. Apparently, there was a call, an owner's call, for Call of Duty, and Warzone and Cold War will be merging together in December.
Mm-hmm.
So, like we've said before, or I've kind of banged the drum on it that Warzone is not going anywhere, and it was going to be merged together with any Call of Duty that comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, in the article, it says Black Ops Cold War weapons and operators will be made available in Warzone as well as Battle Pass and store content. Players will also be able to use their Cold War multiplayer loadouts in Warzone. It goes on to say that you could, if I'm not mistaken, choose between your Warzone loadout or your Cold War loadout. So they're even almost probably rebuilding everything because it says in here, I haven't played the beta. Have you played the beta, Frank?
Yeah, I tried it once.
Does it feel different from Warzone?
Very. It's arcadey.
That was one thing that this said, is that it felt very different from Warzone.
Does, man.
So they're probably going to come out with an update or something like that, and kind of lay everything over. But yeah,
that's so weird, man. It just doesn't make sense to me how they're going to do it.
Here, one cool feature that players will see is that they'll be able to use either their Black Ops loadout or their Modern Warfare loadouts in Warzone for their gameplay. So we shall see how that works out. Yeah.
Wow. Not sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's much to add, except hopefully it's good. There's no glitches or bugs in it.
Oh, there probably will be glitches, but I have confidence in it, man. I think Warzone is kind of like their baby, so they're not going to mess it up.
And they need a new map already.
Yeah.
Because Apex Season 7 just came out with a whole new map. It looks amazing. Looks awesome. So Warzone needs to get on that and make a new map. I mean, I wouldn't mind like an 80s inspired map, because with Cold War and all that kind of stuff. I think that'd be cool. Like downtown Miami with the docks and downtown lights and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I just think it's time for change. So
yeah, I think so.
Moving on from that, unless we have anything else to add on that. Good.
Yeah. For now.
For now. Sony talks to buy Crunchyroll for $1 billion.
I saw that.
It's pretty interesting.
Wait, what happened?
Automation already, right? Or they work with them at least. I think this could be a really interesting move for both parties, because Crunchyroll has 3 million paid subscribers currently, and 70 free accounts, 70 million accounts that are free, that are signed up through them. Because anime, for if you do or do not know, it's kind of hard to find good stuff without going through the legal means. Crunchyroll allows you to see it the day after it comes out overseas, and you basically get everything that goes on over there. I did some free trials on it. I use some people's accounts every now and then to catch up like on certain shows. It runs well. It functions nice, and I think this could help anime kind of bridge that gap a little more to being like a niche thing to maybe a little more mainstream. Because now, again, I don't know all the details of where it's going to be. The deal isn't finalized yet, but I don't see what's going to get in their way of making it happen.
So I think you said that Sony is buying them, or what was the deal?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
For $1 billion. Well, more accurately.
Jesus Christ.
More accurately, 957 million. But
Good Lord, man. That's crazy, man. But that's subscription based, right? That whole thing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Like I said, anime has there's a lot of good stuff. Some stuff is obviously fetish based. Some are just there to take up some time. But there are generally a lot of great stories, great characters, stuff that come from anime. I mean, Dragon Ball Z, everyone loves it. You can, if you love that kind of stuff, there's plenty of those types of animes. I forgot what it's called. It's like a certain genre about like a young person that becomes a champion and all that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of great stuff.
Like what? Like Dragon Ball style? Or what?
Yeah.
Like Shonen?
Yeah. I think that's it.
That's kind of like My Hero. Yeah. That's like the latest, like biggest Shonen.
Yeah, I mean,
that style. Yeah, I like that style.
Those type of stories sell really well to like young people. So I don't know. I think this will be good. We'll see what comes of it and how they move forward with it. But I see nothing but good things. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Is into anime, like hardcore, or just kind of a couple shows here and there?
They do have a good amount of stuff on Hulu sometimes, the bigger stuff.
Mm.
But their ads are pretty annoying. So if you don't have the ad-free version, you're gonna have a really annoying time.
Sure.
It's like 3 minutes of ads every like 10 minutes, and the episodes are only 20 minutes. So you're watching like 6 minutes of ads on Hulu anyway. But Crunchy, the lowest tier is $8 a month, which is pretty good.
Do you have Hulu, Frank?
Yeah, I got Hulu. I canceled my Shudder and upgraded my Hulu to ad-free because I was catching up on My Hero.
And you didn't have
And it was so annoying, dude. It was so freaking annoying. I couldn't watch the show. I was like, this is freaking unbearable.
How do you watch Hulu with ads? Like, I think after the first
did
week,
for a
we're
long
like,
time.
Nope, upgrade. Like, upgrade. Like, after the first upgrade.
It was probably our least used service, so we didn't really care. We would watch very little on Hulu. So we're like, let's just do the cheap version. But then I started watching stuff like back to back, and I was like, no way. This is impossible.
Like, yeah. I get spurts of like where like I go all in on a snap. I go Netflix for like 2 weeks and then Hulu for 2 weeks and then bounce back and forth. So I was like, just upgrade everything. Screw it.
But you know, I gotta say, man, Netflix is starting to get expensive because I just got charged for it the other day, and it was like $15.99. I was like, that's not really worth. I mean, I don't watch that much. I don't know. It's like one of those things that you can't really cancel because then something big will come out or something like that.
Yeah, and I think they canceled their free trial stuff on Netflix. So
yeah, I'm sure they did.
You got to buy at least a month. But anyways, we're kind of going off.
Yeah, rambling. We're here about streaming.
Manny, I believe you got another news article, correct?
No, but I remember something that Frank shared, and I'm surprised he didn't share it. But they're going to add into the Spider-Verse suit into the new Spider-Man game that's coming out for PS5,
God,
and it looks awesome.
I
think they hit every point of that suit, and then also what's really cool about it is that they're kind of putting in the animation from the movie. So he kind of skips a little bit.
Yeah,
like he does in the movie. You'll have like the kind of like if he hits someone, it'll say "pow" or something like that.
That was cool.
Awesome. So I think that's really cool. There is an 11-minute gameplay trailer of it if you guys want to see it. But I think it only shows off the power. The swinging really has me kind of like with anxiety, because he kind of like goes. I can't really explain it. I forgot
like
what
a
he
pillow
does.
thing. Like if he's laying on a pillow, he'll fall, and then
he does a pillow thing.
At the last second,
he swings backwards. He swings backwards, and that freaks me out. So I like that even that has a little bit. And I don't think that's more for the Spider-Verse. I think that's more Miles, but I could be wrong on that. I didn't really see too much gameplay on this game because I already know I'm going to buy it, so I don't really need to be sold on it. But it's very interesting. Yeah, I can't tell whose voice they use. I can't tell if they use the guy from Into the Spider-Verse. I'm pretty sure they're using the guy who did Miles in the game. So we shall see. But yeah, I guess that's Frank and ours piece of news.
Yeah, and if we don't forget, we'll put a link in the Facebook page so you can check it out for your own eyes and ears.
Yeah.
Here's another little piece of news. You could buy a Darksaber on Amazon from Mando. I thought I just saw that right now. That's actually really really cool. It's $24.86.
That's it?
It's on sale right now. Yeah.
Wait, it's human scale or what is it?
Yeah. It's like a kid holding it, so it might be a little bit smaller, but yeah.
Darksaber.
Darksaber. Yeah. I guess if you want a role play toy, there is another Darksaber. This one's $50. But oddly enough, they use the same kid in it, so I probably would just get the other one.
Yeah. This is not bad though.
It's pretty cool.
It's gonna be like a dagger for us, though.
That's okay. You can do some damage with dagger. Yeah.
For ages 5 and up.
Well, in my heart, I'm about 5 and up.
Yeah,
So
I know,
yeah,
right? I'm like 4.5,
works perfect.
no more than that.
That's
Alright,
kind
man.
of
That is kind of.
yeah. If you're looking
They also
to
have the Force Effects one for $389.
hmm. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
uh, cool catch. Check it out, guys. If you're into Star Wars and Mando and you want to get it for your kid or for yourself,
It does look really small. Just to say that, it does look really. I'm looking at the pictures. The blade is pretty small.
so it's
Yeah.
made for children.
Yeah, it definitely is for kids. I guess there's a full size one for $50. I just don't know how big that is. That's what she asked.
So moving on from the awesome but yet kind of sad because it's so small, Dark Saber, we are going to the next article. No Time to Die, the new James Bond movie. Little news for you. Remember, I think it was last week, 2 weeks ago, I said that they tried to sell the streaming rights for the movie to be about $600 million.
Amazon
Apple,
almost bought it for 400. Oh, never mind.
yeah.
You just about to say that.
Apple was actually the front runner for about 350, 400 million.
Yep.
And reportedly, MGM was asking from anywhere between 600 and 800 million for the streaming rights. The reason for that is what brings me to this current article. Every month that this movie gets delayed, they owe $1 million in interest on their loan that they took out.
Jesus.
So
$1 million?
$1 million a month. That's the
Holy
interest on their loan.
shit.
And this was supposed to come out in April.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah. So that's probably why they were trying to sell it so high so they can pay off the loan because they can't pay it off or at least attempt to pay it until it comes out in theaters or they
Nobody
get
will make money on it.
really good
Like,
streaming on it. So yeah, that's why they're banking on the fact that everything's going to be over by next year, or at least people are more willing to go out to the theaters next year, bring in a butt ton of money so they can pay it off. But yes, $1 million a month on interest for the loan. MGM has been in hot water for a while now. The James Bond films have kept them afloat, or to be able to keep making them. But yeah, that's a lot. And that adds up really quick. The key to keep pushing it back and back. Yeah, it's coming out April 2021. So
sounds like they should have just taken Apple's offer.
Yeah, because the budget is reportedly 230 million, maybe 250 million, and maybe more than that to make it. And then with the marketing that they put into it before COVID, that could be anywhere from like 50 million to 100 million more.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they bought a
it's
TV spot for
almost the same price as as the movie cost.
Yeah, so they're in a weird spot, and I hope it works out for them because damn, that's a lot of money. A lot of money. Again, I wasn't the biggest fan of Spectre, but I do want to see more James Bond, and I want to see this movie, and I want it to succeed. So I don't know. We'll see what happens next year.
I don't know, man.
But moving on to that, my next piece of news, I got two left. Insidious 5 is moving forward with Patrick Wilson is going to star in it and to direct the fifth film as well. Insidious Chapter 5 will take place 10 years after the events of number 2 or part 2. The boy that was possessed or taken over, or however you want to phrase it, he's in college now. Or I think he's going to his freshman year of college, and it's going to follow the fallout and the consequences of the actions taken in the first two films. I don't know how you guys feel about the franchise overall. I think one is an absolute classic. I'm a big fan of part 2. I know people aren't too high on it, but I think it's a great sequel. 3 and 4 are there. They have decent scares, but they don't have the same team attached to them. It's not the same director, James Wan, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
that was
overall,
kind of forgettable.
Yeah, but I think overall the franchise is pretty solid. Patrick Wilson has never directed anything, so this is going to be his directorial debut. Now
I was going to say, I wonder if he did.
Yeah, now he has been on obviously he worked on the Conjuring films. He worked in Insidious. He was in Bone Tomahawk.
Been a lot for a long
stuff,
time.
And he has worked with James Wan, obviously, on those projects, majority of those projects. So maybe he picked up some stuff and some tips and tricks for horror. I hope it turns out. You guys interested in this at all, or is it a watch it, pass?
I'll give it a shot if he's back and he's taking over.
What was the last one? Keys? The Keys one?
Yes.
I didn't even see that one.
It's okay. Wasn't great. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm down. Violet loves these movies, and I'm pretty keen on them too. So, yeah, 5 is a lot.
Yeah, especially in a horror franchise.
Yeah.
Well, I guess for horror franchise, it's low actually.
I was gonna say
it's low.
Mr. Jason, Mr. Voorhees.
Some of those go to 9, 10. Ridiculous numbers.
I know. So my last piece of news is another horror movie news. Jordan Peele is going to produce a remake of People Under the Stairs. I don't know if you guys remember this movie, 1991 horror comedy by Wes Craven.
Ving Rhames and stuff.
I absolutely adore this movie. It is amazing. It's awesome. It's very heavy-handed in its commentary, but in a good way. It plays a big factor in the story and the way things turn out. Now he's not directing it. He's going to produce it through his production company, which the name escapes me at the moment. If I can read the article or remember it, I'll bring it up. But I mean, this is gonna fit well, I think, unfortunately in the climate of where the world is now. In what direction is going to be more horror, more comedy? Is going to be stuff like that? Because now again, I think I've said it on the show, but I know I've said it off the show that Jordan Peele's work, I'm not horror stuff. I'm not the biggest fan of. Like Get Out was fine. It was good. I think people built.
It was good.
I know why people built it up to be this amazing film, but personally for me, not having those ties to it, I was like, it's fine. It's good. It's good.
To me, it wasn't a classic. Like people were like, "This is the next coming of Jesus."
Yeah. And then Us, I just wasn't a big fan of Us. A couple moments here and there, but and then I didn't hear great things about his Twilight Zone remake series. It just kind of
didn't get much buzz. Yeah.
But he's gonna be the producer of this, and then he's got Candyman coming out next year, I think. So
yeah, he's a producer on that as well.
Yeah. But
doing a lot of horror.
I do love the movie. So I mean, I don't bring it up a lot, but I really do love People on the Stairs. Give it a shot if you guys are into horror comedy stuff. It is great with memorable bad guys and I guess like a twist. You can say it's pretty cool. Check it out. But currently
it's worth a watch.
It's still in the early phases. The writer director, everyone's signed on right now. But yes, I'm excited for this, and I can't wait for it when it comes out. And that is the end of my news. A good sis. So
some good stuff in there that I missed.
I think it's
horror things. Yeah.
I really like when we do the news because we tend to focus on different avenues. Like I tend to movies and stuff like that. Frank usually brings up tech stuff, and Manny's a wild card. Could bring up, hey, here's that movie news you didn't hear about. Here's that tech thing, or here's that trailer, or I just found a toy on Amazon. It's brand new to buy.
I like to be the wild card. You know, funny story is that every time I create a player in a video game, I try to be equal and I try to be a well-rounded player, and that's what I try to be in real life. So thank you for noticing.
You, sir, are welcome. So it's probably time. The highlight of every show is our nerd outs. Ba-ba-da-da. Now we do have. One. We're gonna save that for the end of the show because there will be spoiler talks tied to that. But let's go ahead and knock out our nerd outs before we get into the juicy meaty stuff. And I know what I said. Run with it. Who would like to go first with the nerd outs?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
I have nothing. I've moved into my house, and I haven't had time to really do much. We did just watch something. Crap! What did I watch? I did watch something.
Which is...
Yeah, but that's not really a nerd out.
I know.
Man, I forgot what I watched. I did play one game of Call of Duty because I was really trying to play Call of Duty. And I moved over my Xbox. No, sorry. My PlayStation on Monday. But then I forgot the power cord. So on Tuesday, I got the power cord. And I played a couple games. And Frank, you are right. It is not that fun to play by yourself.
Not really.
I think it's because they took out solos. And for the Halloween stuff, you really have to...
team, man. Gotta talk.
Yeah, you really need a team. So I played, and I mean, it didn't scare me. I know there was like a meme out there on Facebook where if you open up a box and you got like ghosts, it kind of scared you. I guess because I was already trying to anticipate it. But yeah, I didn't get scared, but it was cool, like playing it at night.
They should have done a full screen, like old school '90s, like.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was, but it wasn't. I thought
that's what I thought.
That's what it was.
Mine was the whole screen. I'm like, oh shit.
Oh, it was the whole screen?
Yeah, mine was
because there's ones that are like not. It just flashes. It does not really even the full screen.
Yeah, it just flashed. Sonny, did you get scared?
I didn't get scared. But I was like, oh shit. Oh, what the fuck? Because
that's scary.
Yeah, I mean, like, there was a really good jump scare because again, I didn't read anything about it, so I was like, what the fuck? I was like, why is there a white faced lady staring at me? But it was cool though. It was a nice little surprise.
I can't think what I watched. I watched something I can't fucking remember. Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember, but I did watch the unboxing videos of the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox. I currently have the Xbox pre-ordered, and that will be coming to me, but I'm really not excited about it. I might actually return it.
I know, man.
I'm probably going to return it. And my next door neighbor, who I said earlier was inviting me to all these parties.
Yeah, but if you don't start going, he's not going to help you out with shit.
So apparently he has a couple PlayStations that he has on pre-order, and I told him I would give him my store credit to get a PlayStation. So we'll see.
You better get over.
I have whenever the PlayStation comes out. I think it's November 12th. Is it 12th or the 10th?
12th.
For what?
I'm getting them mixed up for the PlayStation 5.
12th. Yeah. And the Xbox.
I think Xbox first, in it.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I have the 12th and the 10th off, I believe, as of right now. So on the 12th, I'll be online trying to get a PlayStation if just in case he doesn't want to sell it to me because I don't show up to his parties.
He will. Don't you worry.
That's I have nothing else, unfortunately. I'm hoping.
That's good, man.
Where I'm at right now, where I'm recording this podcast, I'm hoping this is going to be my like man cave / game room / lounge and all that.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I'll get a TV down here. We'll kind of play and all that. So yeah.
Cool. Cool, man.
I'll take the ball next. Press the rock. To finish off my my Halloween month, I watched 2 movies and I have a podcast to talk about. Start off with the movies. I watched both of these on Shudder. Now I know we don't have the numbers yet, but if we ever do, Sutter sponsor us, please. I love it. The first film is
Talk you up.
the Trick. It actually starts off pretty fast, and the story just gets going. So we get into the story. Basically, there's a killer that shows up on Halloween every year to kill people at a party, like a mass murder thing. And it kind of tortures this one cop, and he spends like the next 6 years trying to fix 5 years, figure out what's going on. And this entity follows him every year, and it just fucks with them and messes with them. And then we go to present day, where he goes back to the original people where it all started and tries to hunt them down. It's a low-ish budget film. The acting is fine. It's decent. The kills are pretty cool. It's actually pretty good. Pretty gory at times. Not over the top, but like enough to be like, yeah, that's cool.
It's called Trick, you said?
Yeah, Trick. Yeah, I think it's also on. I think it's on Hulu as well. Um, there's a twist ending that kind of cool. They definitely bait you to try to get a sequel or set themselves up for a sequel. But I thought the twist was pretty decent. This is a straight slasher film that is a decent watch, especially if you're just want to kill some time or want to see some new you haven't seen. It's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Um, Moving on to that, I saw a Shutter exclusive. Wink, wink, Shutter. I love you. It is the Moratori collection. It is a anthology film with the narrator Clancy Brown. And if you don't know who that is, educate yourself.
It's a man crush right there.
He's a hell of an actor.
Yes.
And I know everyone talks about like if you had one actor to narrate your life, the easy answer is Morgan. But I would say Clancy Brown. Yeah, tell my story. Tell it loud and proud. This is pretty good. The first two stories are okay. They're nothing to write home about, but definitely the last three are the best. Again, with anthologies, you obviously can't go too much into it because the story's only like 15 minutes, 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
But I thought the effects were done well. The pacing was pretty good. The wraparound story was actually really cool because majority of them are just like terrible. If you don't know what I'm talking about, in the anthologies, the wraparound story is what kind of brings the stories together, like what
Yeah.
links them up to be like a cohesive story.
Yeah.
So that was cool. The acting was as some stories were they were outstanding to me anyway. They were really good, especially for horror, because it's very easy just to like get by with basic acting.
Yeah. Totally.
And to go off of the Cleansing Hour, these two were Shudder exclusives, and I think if they continue to make stuff like this, stuff that's fun, where the budget is invested in the right parts of the movie, I think they can build up a nice little library of films that I think will please a lot of hardcore fans and bring in new ones as well. This one I would definitely give a high recommendation to, especially if you like anthology films.
Are they like? You said it's called War Stories Collection.
The Moratory
Oh, okay.
collection.
For some reason, I was like, huh?
Oh, it takes place in a moratory funeral home, and and the twist is also cool. Like again, a lot of horror movies have twists, but this is kind of cool. I'm like, oh, that's actually a really cool idea. And again, if they wanted to, they can definitely make this into a franchise of like just like VHS did, or Creep Show and all that kind of stuff. So I thought it was really good. High recommendation.
That one over Trick, you're saying?
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
In my humble opinion, I would say that over Trick. And then moving on to my last nerd outs. I talked about the Parcast Network a number of times on this show, and I'm gonna talk about it again. There's a show called Cults. They talk about cults throughout the world. I don't know any offhand. I think Heaven's Gates and those type of things. Well, they decided to actually do a special 4-part series on the Satanic Panic in the United States that took place majority of the time from the 80s until like the early to mid 90s. I personally heard about. I've heard the term Satanic Panic, and I've heard a couple things here and there. Like Dungeons and Dragons was like part of that whole thing, but I didn't realize how deep it was and how
scared people were.
It was like there was a string of killings throughout the United States. It all started. It actually started back in with Marilyn Manson and was building up through the 60s and through the 70s and really peak in the the mid to late 80s. And it's actually a really cool story.
What's the podcast called? Cults?
Yeah, Cults.
Okay.
I mean, here, like even in Chicago, there was I forgot what they called them, but there was a group of people that would just go around Chicago killing people, and there was no there's no rhyme or reason. They didn't kill for a certain race, a certain gender, a certain income rank. They would just pick you off one by one, and it terrified people because now instead of being like, oh, if you're a blonde woman who's 5'2" walking around downtown, you're not safe. It was everybody. Like it was fair game.
Yeah.
They touched on Dungeons and Dragons, how they were like, this is like giving people ideas to join cults and believe in the devil and making it cool and just like I think it was like the Night Stalker and I think it was California. He would kill people, he would rape people, he would eat flesh. He like grinded his teeth to like yeah, like this, like again, like not knowing what this was, being born in '91, and by the time I was able to comprehend a lot of stuff in the news, I think it already passed us then. Yeah, this was a big thing, and just kind of going back and kind of listen to the history of it, just goes like, wow.
I want to listen to it. I remember like I don't remember like my family ever saying like being scared of that specifically. But I remember I used to play Diablo on PC a lot, and my mom found the cover, the CD cover, and it has the freaking giant Satan like skull on it. And she's like, her eyes widened. She's like, "What is this?" She's like, I don't know. She found it in the closet. I was like, "Oh, come on!" I was like, "This is all about killing him. You don't worship him." She's like, "Oh, so you kill him?" And then I was like, "Yeah, you just kill all his followers and you kill him at the end." She's like, "Oh, okay." And then she just leaves. I was just like, "What the fuck?" Like, as long as you're killing him, man, don't worry. It was funny though. Good. But yeah, I heard about this term a lot, and I really want to learn more. I did hear like somebody somewhere, like on some podcast, was talking about it. Just a quick sentence or two, but it was enough to like have me like, what the hell is this? Like, what is going on here?
It is quite fascinating, at least. And to add an addendum to what I said, it's actually a 5-part. The 5th part came out this Tuesday. So yeah, it's a 5-part series. Each about 44 minutes long. So this is definitely, I would definitely say this is a different way to end Halloween month on this with actually with fake horrors and scares to actually kind of ground yourself and be like, wow, there's real shit out there. And
it comes to the real world.
Like don't forget that yes, love is important, love wins, but there's always going to be evil people out there who are going to try to do you wrong. Plain,
So there is, man. No, it's I want to hear this. This is gonna be good.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And that is it for my
and then there was something else, like some rumor, right? That was like we're gonna target schools or something weird like that. They were saying like
There's a lot of
rumors,
stuff,
a lot of rumors surrounding the whole satanic panic. So I want
yeah.
to hear some of that too.
And this is a weird segue, but also ties in. I think Riverdale season 2 dealt with like this version, their world version of Dungeons and Dragons. And I thought it was really
Mm-hmm.
stupid. Like this, it was fun, but it was stupid over the top. But kind of going over this, I'm like, oh, that okay. I see what you did there, and it works. Like looking back on it now with all the information I have on the Satanic Panic, I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty. I won't say genius, but I was like, wow, okay, I get it. Because I
Yeah.
mean, as you know, not just America in the world, but like when something is brought out there and into the world of the news, people just freak out, and you're
Yeah.
again, they burn witches in Salem because they didn't like you, but
Oh
everyone believes.
man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know, they just kind of run with it sometimes.
Yeah, big time. So that is it for
Man.
my 100 of the Halloween month. This was fun. I want to do more theme months, so I'll see what I do
Yeah,
in the
man.
future. But
What did you
um,
watch? Like 10 movie? No, maybe more throughout the month?
oh, I saw a lot. But what I talked about on the
Or
show
8,
easily
12, maybe 20, 25?
something like that. Yeah, saw a lot. A lot of podcasts, a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of Let's Not Meet, and all that kind of stuff. It was a lot.
Yeah.
At this point, if our grandmother ever listens to this podcast, she'd be like, "Oh, your soul is tainted. You must go to the church and cleanse yourself."
It's like you're the one who had these rated R movies in your closet. Let us watch them.
Yeah.
Not our fault.
um, oh no. So Frank, what is your nerd out of this week?
It's never our fault. I have been nerding out on Warhammer.
Yes.
Just in general, really. I always like as a kid, I remember I saw one of the model boxes at the mall,
Mhm.
and I begged my mom to buy it because obviously the cover looks awesome.
It
Like
was
it's
cool.
like it's fully painted and it's assembled. And I took it home and I was like, what the hell? I was like, you take it home, it's a bunch of plastic parts, like completely unpainted. And at that point, I had no concept of any of that. And I was just like, what the heck? Like, what is this, man? And I was like reading the book and it's like, you have to build it, then you got to paint it, and then you can play a game with it. I'm like, what? I thought these were just cool, like
Model.
guys on horses, and that's why I bought it. Um, so I never ended up building it, but I always like from afar, like appreciated how the models look. They look really cool, the designs and everything. And then recently, one of the toy groups that I'm part of posted a picture of like those custom heads that me and Sonny been messing around with, and they put it on the McFarlane toy Warhammer body,
Space
and I was
Marine,
like,
right?
I was like, damn it! I was like, I want that. So since I've been now, I've finally been now I know what it is, the whole customizing scene or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Um, I was like, man, this is cool. So I picked up one of the McFarlane like 6-inch Warhammer Marine guys,
Mhm.
and they sell him as a painted one and then an unpainted one. So I picked up an unpainted and I've been working on it, just trying to paint it up, make it my own,
Make it look
and
pretty.
then just yeah, trying to customize it as far as colors, and I'm gonna put an alternate head on it. And there's this one guy I follow on Instagram. He's working on weapons, like alternate weapons,
Nice.
and so yeah, I'm trying to work on that and kind of getting that figure. I was just like, man, I was thinking back, right? Like when I bought that model when I was a kid, I was like, man, what are they like now? So I started looking started looking them up, which is a big mistake.
Of
And
course.
they're expensive, and it's really geared towards people who want to play the game. It's not necessarily for people who want to just display them. You could,
Oh, yeah, you
but
can. Definitely can.
it's I don't know, man. It's like the pricing is geared towards players, not really display people. Because if it was like a display thing, I think they could sell them a lot cheaper. But they're really banking on you building an army,
Sure. Yeah.
and so
Oh,
like your foot soldier guys are kind of cheap, but the really but the really impressive models are like the tanks or big hero characters, and those are like 50, 100,
25,
and not
30.
including the paints, dude. And the paints are expensive, and then you need to get smaller brushes. So it's a big rabbit hole, and I don't really want to go down right now, but I do eventually. I went to a local store. I don't know if you guys saw this before. It's called Fair Game over in
No,
LaGrange by us.
I
It's
feel
right
like
next
I
to.
have.
It's next door to Chimera's, actually.
is it?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
literally like one door down.
Oh,
And you know,
dude, do they have like trains in the window by any chance?
no, they got like board games.
Okay.
They got like board games in the window.
Well,
But I walked in there like an idiot, and I was like, "What's going on, man? How long have you guys been here?" He's like over a year. I was like, "What? Like over a year? What the fuck?" And I was like, "Okay, never mind, dude." And then he's like, "No problem, man." I was like, "I just never saw it, man." He's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "What are you doing here?" And I was kind of like, I was just like, "Oh, I'm just looking." But he kind of got it out of me that I was looking at the miniatures. So I
Yeah.
went over there and you're talking about them and stuff, and yeah, man, they're just really interesting. It's a really big world, man. It's like as big, if not bigger, than Star Wars. Like just as far as how deep it is in terms of like races and history and all that kind of stuff. So I like all that. So anyway, I've been looking into that and just working on my McFarlane guy who's almost done. I'm trying to debate if I should battle damage him, like make him scratched up and things like that. But it is really hard work, and I'm not really that skilled, to be honest. So I don't know if I can really do it. But for now, I'm just gonna let him sit with just the first coat of paint for a while, and maybe eventually I'll try to damage him. And then I picked up the Skull Warrior guy that McFarlane is selling. He's also $20, so these are really cheap. I mean, $20. You get the 6-inch figure. Yeah, the Necro guy.
Yeah.
He's a really cool looking guy. These are just like generic soldiers and stuff. But the what they call the artist proof is the unpainted models, and that one kind of to me it was a good deal because it's $20 and it's big because I don't know how to really paint the small ones. So I was like, this is kind of like this might be better for me because it's really cheap and stuff. So
Sure.
and plus I've been buying heads for Mythic Legion, so I'm gonna try those heads on it and things like that. So yeah, I've been just working on that, and Warhammer kind of took over as far as like the minis, and then I went to the freaking store and stuff. But I haven't bought any because it's a good size investment, and then you could screw it up and make it look like crap, and I don't want to do that. So it's gonna take my time. But eventually, maybe I'll get one or two.
Yeah, and then they'll turn around. I bought 1,000 guys. I don't know how it happened. They just woke
Man,
up.
I really hope that doesn't happen.
Well, I mean, that was always the thing about them, and like why I really like, because I used to do it when I was younger. I used to buy the Tau figures. I'd paint them, make them my own. But I actually played the Lord of the Rings tabletop game, and I really liked the reason why I got back into like certain like Mythic Legion like you, and why this is starting to catch my interest is I kind of I'm starting to I'm leaning away from like buying stuff just to have it. I'm more interested in like a hobby, and the Warhammer Mythic Legions, they're hobbies. You can build, paint, sculpt, buy different things and make them different. You have one figure and have 1,000 different ways to like make him look different and make him like your own.
Even just a weapon or
I mean,
whatever.
Like I said, I hate you for bringing it back into my life, but I'm also happy because again, like
I hate myself.
not to sound like one of those people like as I get older, but it's nice to have a hobby that just like can like take up your time and actually feels like you actually did something. And this is and being creative and artsy, and this kind of falls in that category. While I have other projects, slowly starting to move forward, this is a nice thing where I don't want to be around people, or I just want to put on some music and paint something, or just kind of like something. And this really does fall in that line of having a good hobby. Because I know as I get older, I need these because life can get boring.
Well, you're doing the camera thing too, right?
Yes.
Still, and then you got video games, and you got this, and yeah, I mean it has added another layer because before it was just like buy them, leave them in the box for years, or maybe open it and just stand it up and that's it. It's over. But now you can kind of, I don't know. I mean, like over time, these will change. Like the head will change, or something. Even just the head change to me adds something different. But or even like taking stuff that the manufacturers make and just tweaking that. Like I did that Grim Knight, where he came completely black. I'm like, I don't really like that his buckles are completely black, so I just put like silver on them and stuff. And I'm like, it's like to me it looks better. So it's just a fun thing to do. And then like with video games, I was getting bored sometimes. Like what Manny was saying, he's like, it's not as much fun by yourself. And most of the time when I get on, nobody was really around, so I would just get bored, dude. And it was like, this is more like, it's a different itch, I guess. And you do get burned out on it too, because it's a lot of work and it's detailed and stuff. So you could do this like one day, and then the next day do something else or come back to it. But I got the guy fully painted right now. I'm just kind of deciding if I want to assemble it now and seal it, or if I want to keep messing with it. But we'll see. But yeah, man, that's it really. I think this is the McFarlane stuff is a good way to start because it's cheaper and it's bigger. And the other stuff is super expensive and stuff, so I might just try to hold off as much as I can on that.
Fight as long as you can, because it will come for you. But the question is not.
Yeah, because I don't want to like have it look like crap, man. I mean, the pictures they show are the guy at the store. Actually, he was really helpful because he told me a lot of little things like how they price stuff, and then the pictures on the boxes are by like the top of the top painters. So it's like, dude, mine's never gonna look like that. So I can't get like fooled by that and buy like a kit and it's gonna look like crap.
and well, I mean, that's the gamble whenever you start a new hobby is just taking the actual plunge, because no one's born like well, there's very like small percent, like 1% of people, but no one's born a great teacher. Obviously, it's through trial and error, and the good thing is you can always prime over that and do it again later. But
that's true.
You can get burned out on anything. But I do remember I painted a couple heads, and I literally just put the lamp on, put on some music in the background, and I think like 5 hours went by. I'm like, wow, that felt like nothing. And it's kind of cool to be like, feel like I didn't waste my time instead of just like laying down or just there staring on a window or some shit. But it's just really good. It's awesome to have hobbies. That's why I always tell people get a hobby, because
breaking up for me. Is he breaking up for you, Manny?
No. Oh, he is a little bit.
A little bit. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
No.
I couldn't hear really anything you said. No, but you said that 5 hours went by and it was like, holy crap, it's been 5 hours.
Yes.
I've had that a bunch of times where it's like I'll start at 10 and then all of a sudden Nicole's like, dude, it's 2 o'clock. I'm like, oh shit. I start putting everything away because I'll put like a movie on or podcast and maybe a beer or like a water or whatever and just mess around with it, see if I could get the effect that I want to get. But it's fun. It's good stuff.
So, is that it for your nerd outs?
That's it, man. It was kind of long, so sorry.
No, that's all good. That's why we're here, to talk it out. Because I mean, I don't know about you guys. I don't get to talk about nerd stuff a lot outside of the podcast. So I have a lot.
I don't either, man.
I just had to let it out. But before we move on to our final piece of nerd out that we all shared this week, we watched the first episode of Mandalorian season 2. There's really no way of talking about it without doing spoilers, so we're gonna end the main show here. for everyone that's going to jump off, if you haven't seen it, if you want to listen to the audio version of the podcast, you can find us on Spotify and any podcasting app as well. If you wanted to watch the video portion of this podcast, go to YouTube, type in 3 Nerds on a Sunday. You want to be up to date whenever the new episode drops, because we always come out on Sunday. Times vary, but Sunday for sure. Follow us on Facebook for all that as well. With that being said, thank you guys for listening, and we hope to see you guys again. If you can, like and share us on podcasting stuff, because our YouTube numbers suck, but our podcasting stuff is pretty decent for just 3 guys just kind of talking stuff. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye. Before we move on, Frank, can you hear me? Manny, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. Okay, he's back.
My bad.
Oh, that's all good. We'll give it about another couple seconds. Spoiler talk. We're
really careful.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just a great show.
This episode was great.
Yes.
Hell,
I'm super leave right now.
We all watched it together, which was nice.
So, without further ado, let's talk about Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1. Who wants to start?
So the episode started out pretty cool, right? We see Mando and the child kind of enter into an arena, underground fighting ring, I guess, a fight club, and he's talking to a gangster of the galaxy. Gangster, of course, doesn't play by the rules and ends up trying to ambush Mando. Mando wins, gets him outside, and basically Mando wants to try to get the child back to his family, right?
Yeah.
And he feels like the best way to do this is to find his Mando friends, and he could feel like he could get them a little bit easier. The gangster says, well, there is a Mando on Tatooine, and you guys are my witness. As soon as he fucking said that, I was like, it's Boba. It's fucking Boba. Boba's been hiding out on Tatooine this whole fucking time. And I was geeking the hell out. Apparently, also, too, I don't know if John Leguizamo, how do you pronounce his last name?
Leguizamo, I guess.
Leguizamo. He's in it. I feel like he is the gangster, but I have to figure that out later. But it's kind of cool that he's in it.
Yeah.
But what did you guys feel like when he said that?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of speculation talk. I'm like, oh, okay, let's see how we get there.
I always, from the expanded stuff, like in the 90s, Boba had always gotten out of the pit in the comics and stuff. Like there were stories where he was out and he was like harassing Han and Chewie and like, comics. But I know that all got kind of thrown out when the Disney thing happened.
I say kind of because this episode really brings some more stuff in from the Legends stuff. I guess just go into that kind of stuff real quick. The actual story of the Marshal is actually straight out of a book. The actual character is like his story is actually ripped from the book and put it into this episode.
Like which book? Which book are you talking about?
I was just reading it. I just saw it, but I can't tell you which one.
I don't remember the title, but it was actually a pretty decent story. So like when I heard the name, like, oh shit, okay, cool, and everything in there, like, that's really cool because there's so much extended lore stuff that they can now bring into it that makes it fit a little bit better. Again, with that being said, a lot of the extended lore stuff is way overblown or makes the world feel small. But it was cool to have this in. And throughout this episode, there's a lot of little touches of nods to all, prequels and all this other stuff, and a lot of little touches.
You know what's funny about you saying that? Sorry, man, to cut you off.
Oh,
like how it feels small. I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes when they put too much, like it's like, oh, the sheriff here has Boba's armor and he's riding Anakin's pod racer. Like, it's like a little too much sometimes, but
Is he
I
riding
like it though.
Anakin's
I
pod
do
racer?
I don't know. I
I
mean,
would say
that's my guess, but maybe not.
it's not a pod racer. I think it's just a pod racing shuttle
It's like
or
the
engine.
style of it, right? It's probably like
Yeah.
kind of like that. Yeah.
Because
I
again,
kind of
like
jumped around there, but
that kind of stuff, or like like little touches. Again, like it would make sense that on Tatooine there are scavengers. You have to make do what you have. There's an old pod racing. I'm taking that. I'm gonna make it a bike. Why the hell not?
Especially like in the desert town like that where it's just
Yes.
survival and finding junk.
Yeah, and then this was something I learned afterwards. The dragon in the show where like the raiders pull out a pearl from him when they actually kill him. That is also in
Oh
the
yeah.
extended lore. I'm like, so when I learned, I'm like, that's a really cool touch for obviously like a big Star Wars fan to see that kind of. Oh shit, okay. So
That was Old
I
Republic, right? Knights.
want to say yes.
I think
That
so,
was
yeah.
playing such a long time, but
That was cool. I know that was a long time. It's like,
but let's also bring up that the budget was shot up. I won't say tenfold, but it
dude,
was a lot because this episode
look good. I was like
Um,
thinking, I'm like, how did the volume do this? Like, is this even the volume? Like, I was trying to like figure it
Yeah.
out because I'm like, damn, it looks pretty nice, man.
it was
Everything looked very good budget, man. Very nice, high quality.
awesome. Anything
We're
else you
kind of
want
jumping
to?
all over, but
I mean, we could go shot by shot, but I mean, I think it's just better to talk about the stuff that we geeked out about. And is there
yeah.
anything else you like when you saw in this episode? You're like, oh shit, that's so cool, Manny. Or
I think when Mando finally shows up back on Tatooine, he goes into that bar and he says, and the bartender was like, "Well, ask him yourself," or something like that. And you see this Mandalorian in the doorway, and you're like, "Oh." I was thinking, that's not Boba."
Yeah.
And then I don't know if one of you
right
guys
away.
brought it up, and then I looked at it again. I'm like, wait, is that? And Sonny's like, "Yep, the dent stare. Where's the dent? Oh, yep, the dent stare. That's it." And I'm like, "Holy shit!"
You know what's kind of funny? I had like shower thought moments about this show in the morning. I was like, man, that armor's been around since the Clone Wars, and it still can take blasters, and it's still badass. It still like blows the stuff up and everything. And I was like, oh. And I watched it again this morning. I was like, damn, man, this is good shit.
it's very good.
And then John Leguizamo is Gore Kanush.
Or
Krish.
That's the underworld boss guy.
Yeah, so that is him.
You could barely tell it's his voice too.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But yeah,
cool.
that was the scene, and then another thing that this kind of ties into, it kind of ties into Obi-Wan to a certain degree, where we first see Obi-Wan in New Hope, and he does this kind of like sound to scare away the Tusken Raiders.
Oh, that's right.
And apparently he was doing the sound of the dragon that they were trying to kill in this episode. So I thought that was kind of cool too. It was kind of like full circle.
To back down the hounds or whatever.
Yeah. Not more to scare in New Hope, more to scare the Tusken Raiders.
Oh,
so that was that.
Obi-Wan made the dragon noise?
Yeah, supposedly.
Oh, I didn't know that. Holy crap. That is so cool.
He did some kind of noise.
Yeah.
And Tusken Raiders are only scared of one thing, and we found out it's a dragon. Also, apparently, there is a Jedi/Sith who was a Tusken Raider and became one of those, and his name is Darth. What's the name of the dragon? Darth.
Crate?
Yeah, is a dragon called a Crate Dragon?
Yeah, Crate Dragon.
Yeah, so Darth Crate.
Was it named that because of him?
Yeah, because he was a Tusken Raider. No. he named himself that because he was a Tusken Raider, and they were scared of that. So kind of like Batman, where you're gonna name yourself something you're scared of.
Well,
so
that's Mr. Wayne.
Yeah. I really like this episode too because as he walks, you kind of almost hear like the like what a cowboy walks. I forgot what they're called, the spurs.
Yeah, dude. I noticed that too, man. I love it.
I thought that was kind of cool. Baby Yoda was even cuter, and then Mando just looked awesome, dude. He looked almost like kind of buff. He looked even better than.
He's the thick.
You know what? I think sometimes he relies on the armor. Like he won't worry so much about getting hit, and I know it's because he has it on. I wonder if he's gonna have like a moment where that backfires because he maybe doesn't have it, or like it seemed like the crime boss.
He's dead.
Like the crime boss had the gun to his neck. I don't think he's got Beskar on his neck, so like.
No.
But it was funny when he uses his whispering. What are they called? Willows, or what are they called?
I think so.
Songbird or whatever. And Baby Yoda's like, "Holy shit!" and he pushes the button on his carriage,
like from outside too.
Yeah, he like reaches out. It was so funny, dude. I was like, "Oh my god, it's funny." But that damn little child, though, he's just always like reacting and. Dude, it was funny when the dog wanted to eat him. He kept looking at him, like licking his lips. It's funny. So. Oh man, there's a lot of he didn't do much, but I mean, what do we really expect him to do? But
without doing too much.
Yeah, but no, you guys made me think though. Like, what if what's her name shows him the Force a little bit more? What's her name? Ah man, why am I so stupid? Ahsoka. Yeah. If she shows up, I guess she's gonna show up. I don't know.
I think she is gonna show up, and then of course, at the very end, we see the figure.
God.
And
bald, scarred, weathered dude in the desert. Yeah. Oh, you know what? It was funny, dude. To me,
it's kind of safe to assume who it is, but being given that they actually brought the original actor who played Jango. He could be technically a clone, but we kind of have an idea who he is, and we kind of know.
How shit would it be if that's a clone?
No, because IMDb says he's Boba.
Yeah,
IMDb,
which sucks, but yeah, I know. But yeah, no, right. I know what you're saying. Like,
it was awesome. That was like that, like put a smile on my face to see him. Like, yeah,
and we all
that's awesome.
Awesome, perfect.
Yeah.
We even like watched it again a couple times, like watch him walk away.
Such a cool moment. They gave us. It was also an hour long, which was great. It was an hour long, 54 minutes.
Yes, and it felt like just the right amount of time. Like it was paced out well. The action was good.
Yeah.
Talking about the like little touches, I really like when we see the Raider picking out the teeth of the bantha thing with the stick. I'm like, oh, that's what that's for. It's not just for killing people. It's clean out the teeth. You could freaking carve out a ditch or whatever you want to do with that stick, man. It's kind of funny. All the little things like you never think about, like how does this actually work? Like I think that's a Fione thing. Like I don't know, like he knows every little character, every little creature, what it does, and all that stuff. So. That was really cool. That was a cool scene to me.
Again, I think this, out of every episode thus far that Mando has put out, this has a lot of little small details. Like when Mando hit the jetpack of the Marshal, just like in the third film when he's like Boba Fett, where's he? Don't. He takes. That was nice.
I didn't notice that, dude. You're right.
That was cool.
God.
That was so awesome.
Still faulty as ever.
Yep.
And then you kind of recognize some of the random like aliens that are around. You know, like the bartender. He's a race of. He was around, with the whole Jabba barge and stuff. There were some of those guys around.
Yeah, it was just so cool, man.
The music, man. They had some good variations on the music.
Music was great.
Like when they're wandering in the desert and it's like a dark. I can't describe it. It's like a dark theme You know?
Okay, so
But,
I mean, just like for a better term, it was his theme, but like in a Aladdin, the Arabian Nights type of like style. You know what I'm saying? Like it was, but
Arabian
it sounded great.
Nights.
It was awesome.
oh, it was
Uh,
good. It's real good.
I I I really do think that after the prison episode, which was season 6 and episode 1, they really started to hit their stride, and I think they understand what they are now. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like since then it's just been firing on all cylinders. And again,
It's good
there's
stuff.
always possibility that this can take a sharp left and just nosedive, or it
Mm-hmm.
just gets better and better. I I well again, being on Tatooine, there's a lot of little nods to things in the past. I don't think this will be a normal occurrence of like, hey, do you remember this? Wink, wink. But again, I'm not the biggest fan of Tatooine in general, but I do like the idea that it's so big and it's so empty and vast that there's this mining company that has to deal with a dragon that no one really cares about because it doesn't bother them, or they have no idea if the town is still there or not. It
Mm-hmm.
kind of adds more storytelling to this planet, which as much as I don't like it, it is cool to be like, yeah, that town may be there, maybe it's not. I don't know. You go check it out. Like I
Yeah.
don't leave the main city, so I don't tell you.
Well, what was interesting is how they were talking about the power vacuum. Like, just because the Empire was gone doesn't mean things were better.
Right.
You know? And not all of them were destroyed. They've touched on that in season 1, where it's like, yeah, you destroyed the Death Star and stuff, but there's still a ton of Empire out there.
Yes. That I mean.
And then there's these gangsters and stuff are trying to take over what's left from the Empire not being there.
Yeah, I mean, going off of just bringing stuff into the main canon now, like General Thrawn, Grand Admiral Thrawn is now canon because he came in, I think, in Rebels, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, like he was like after the fall of the Empire, he was like the biggest warlord out there. Like he was pretty close to like rebuilding the Empire back until he betrayed his best friend. His friend found out and killed him. I think something like that.
Mm.
But it's just like because again, going off of season 1 to be like this guy that he still has this kind of power like Death Troopers, and he has a TIE fighter, and it's like
Yeah.
because
Oh, right.
it's like just because you destroy the main figurehead doesn't mean that the threat's still not out there, and it's really cool to see that.
And it's like the guy who's 5th or even 10th down the line to be in charge. He's probably still around, and he's ambitious, and he's like, "Oh, I'll take over the freaking Empire."
Yeah,
He's like, so,
Darth Vader.
A lot of that.
Let's do this.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm not gonna get choked over a video screen." All right, let's do it, man.
Yeah,
it's funny, man. Yeah, there's so much though. There's so much they can do, man. It's like this is like I was saying, man. It's like this is single-handedly for me, like just completely raising Star Wars, man, up again.
Yes. Like the way I felt with Rogue One, this is giving me the same feeling where it clearly takes Star Wars, but it feels so different and new that it's like makes me excited again.
And it really put effort into other characters,
Yeah, and just again, when the trailers came out season 2, they didn't show a lot, but they showed enough to like intrigue you. I'm very interested to see where it's going to go next. And I mean, we can generally sit here for another hour or two and just talk about this episode alone and how we felt. But man, damn good episode though.
Great,
if you're gonna start off a new season, this is the way you do it, 100%.
Yeah,
and it really was like the pace was good. I mean, it just stuff kept happening, and it's like right away he goes try to find out something, and the action's going on already. And it's just funny, like him and the child that are kind of like understand each other now. Like they've shown that growth a little bit, like when he pushes the button, or he says, "We gonna do this in front of the kid? Or we gonna shoot each other in front of the kid?" He's like, "Oh, he's seen worse." Shit. That's funny. I was just like, damn, okay, shit. we don't care if the little kid's there. But I don't know, because I'm almost thinking like hanging around Mando so much. What if he turns a little, not evil, but a little not quite so like good like Yoda? What if he like I don't know. You never know what could become of him. This little guy.
He has a suit on with just his ears popping out. You too, I will.
Yeah. But man, I can't wait, man. A week this is gonna be a long week. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I am glad they're doing weekly though. I just don't want to. I don't want to kill it in one weekend. Like that would just.
Yeah.
Man, that would suck. Just to burn it like that in one weekend.
Yeah, like this is the type of show that it's rare to do with things nowadays, but it feels special when there's a new episode. You know, it's like, oh, it's Friday. I gotta.
You're looking forward to it, and.
Yeah. Again, Star Wars has always been a very, like, what's I'm looking for? A very grandiose thing where it's like, oh, hey, the new movie's coming out. We gotta take the time off. We gotta see it. I'm gonna see it twice. Or hey, the new game's coming out. I need to buy it. So the new figures are coming out. It just feels special again. Like it's making Star Wars feel special again. And
for sure.
Man, yeah, just fantastic. Give me more.
Yeah, I've been getting into figures lately. Just Mando only, really. But I was like telling you guys, I was like, even if you just stick with Mando, it's a lot of stuff, dude. Like, man, imagine if I also like wanted everything else. It's just insane.
Wait till the Razor Crest comes out.
Yeah, man. I was like, man, if they make one 6-inch size, oh Jesus Christ!
Good flavor one, and then that.
Might have to live in it.
A mortgage.
But I really want to see what Boba wants, or what's his deal. Why didn't he take his armor before? I don't know, man. I just want to see what's the deal with this guy.
Do you think that they teased the Boba Fett, or I guess the character, the shadowy character, back in episode 3 of season 1? I think it was season 3, where it was.
Oh,
episode 3.
Yeah.
Was that on Tatooine too?
Yeah, it was. I think so.
That's how he knew that lady, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So
he's like, you still got the speeder, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just looking back on it, like they never really ever brought that up again. It was just like a shadowy figure on Tatooine, and that was it.
He had like a robe, right, or something on.
So
I think you just saw his boots, but you didn't really see anything else. But I think it was.
Maybe it was.
Oh, so cool.
And then I guess he didn't have time to intervene at that point or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Or he just came across. Yeah.
Or maybe he didn't know there was Mandalorians out there, and then he saw him, and he's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know, but yeah, that might have been him, because they did drop that story right away. Like they were like, never talked about it again.
That also really is going to be interesting, because again, like at this point, the Mandalorian, I think, lore is, I don't want to say mixed up and weird, but there's obviously yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it. Because like Mando stands by the code of you can't remove your mask. This is the way. But if you watch the Clone Wars, they take their helmets off all the time, all the time. And then I think said that Jango Fett wasn't a Mando, that he was an outlier. He stole the suit from someone, or he killed someone for it, and he's not. So I'm really.
So Boba kind of is too.
Yeah, because like again, I think this was extended lore, but like Boba Fett's armor isn't the normal metal. Like it's a really good metal. It could withstand blast, but
But it's not as good as Beskar.
Because like Beskar armor can actually take a direct slash from a lightsaber, still stay intact. His stuff is obviously strong, but like again with the iconic dent, nothing would make that dent, as far as I'm aware, on any other armor. You know what I mean? So I really want to see how they're gonna make it tie in together. That has me really intrigued, because as someone who loves lore and the backstory of things, it's gonna be really cool to see how they tie it all in.
Yeah,
we actually might get a backstory of Mando, or I'm sorry, of Boba, because he kind of fell off in the Clone Wars too, and you got a little bit of a backstory when he was a kid, but you never got far enough. Yeah, you never got far enough where they talked about how he got his figure, or how he got his armor. I always thought the armor was just a repainted version of his dad's, But
Mhm.
I mean, his dad's helmet I think blew up in one of the episodes in Clone Wars, so that's not it. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets it. So I could see easily that they do some kind of story with just like a backstory real quick of Boba.
Yeah.
And how he got his armor and finally selling the fact if he really is a Mando, if he's not a Mando, if he's turned into Mando, stuff like that.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I guess he's more just a bounty hunter who has the armor, but
yeah, very excited for that. Yeah, it is funny because like Boba Fett's so loved and so regarded, but
I
you know,
almost wonder if they're even gonna fight. I mean, what if they are allies for a while? I don't know.
me too, because he's
That
still
could be
dog.
it.
Yeah, I mean, all the stories still say he's a badass, Boba Fett. So yeah, that'd be
Mhm.
awesome to see these guys just wreck house.
Man, there's a lot they can do. And then he still has some of the other guys, the heavy and the armor, and
The
a
heavy,
couple of those guys. I don't know where they went.
they died.
I forgot. They did? They didn't die.
Episode,
Supposedly they outside. Yeah.
I played.
Am I?
It's
Oh my
Apollo
god,
helmet.
am I that dumb? I don't know
No,
why I don't remember.
it was like
They
2 years.
kind of like insinuated that they passed away. They were all killed.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because I think if you hold
I really got to rewatch that.
the heavy helmet guys, like, oh no, what have I done? And then that's when the Forge Master has her badass scene, just beats the crap out of like stormtroopers. It
That
probably
was
the most
awesome.
fight in the entire season. It was awesome.
That was great,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, we can just keep talking about Mandalorian, but if we don't have anything else to add or
Yeah, I think that was it for me.
gasm
Yeah.
about the show, I think it's a good place to end it. We might make this a thing until the end of the series if we can all watch it before the
Yeah.
podcast. I think this will be the Mando portion for the next, like, what is it, 8 episodes again, or is it more?
Hopefully
I
more.
think
Oh,
it's only 8. I think.
Yeah, I think it's only 8 too.
7 more
That's
weeks of
okay.
this, and very excited to see where we're going to go from here. So I'm not going to go through the whole spiel again of what I already did. You know where to find us. Like us, share us, tell us what we do, what you like, what you don't like, and we'll just kind of take it in stride and keep doing what we're doing. Because we are 3 nerds on a Sunday, and we are out.
All right, guys. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye bye.